The energy system used throughout an entire pool game is oxidative due to the duration over a period of time that lasts longer than 2 minutes and the intensity of the activity, which is quite low. However, we are just analyzing one pool stroke, which would use the ATP-PCR energy system due to the very small amount of ATP used and the duration of the action, which is only a few seconds of intense muscular activity. Due to the low intensity of the activity, the body will not experience many, if any, cardiovascular changes. Even though the physical aspect of the sport does not cause much change, the mental aspect might. For example, if one is nervous or anxious for the match, their heart rate will increase, known as the anticipatory response. To pull the shoulder into extension, the latissimus dorsi, teres major and minor, triceps, and posterior deltoid are all concentrically contracting to get the shoulder into extension. The muscles that are eccentrically contracting are the shoulder flexors, i.e. anterior deltoid, coracobrachialis, pectoralis major, and the biceps. Then to pull the shoulder into flexion to hit the cue ball, all the shoulder flexors mentioned are concentrically contracting and all the shoulder extensors mentioned are eccentrically contracting. How?
This cartwheel uses the ATP-PCR energy system because it's once again an intense movement lasting only a few seconds. Since it's just one motion, no cardiovascular changes should occur. This would be different, however, if you were in a gymnastic or cheerleading competition and completed multiple cartwheels in a row throughout your routine. It would then associate with the glycolytic system because your body would have to use glucose to turn it into ATP energy throughout the dance. The whole routine overall would increase heart rate, blood pressure, cardiac output, stroke volume, and venous. The subject's extremities remain relatively in the same position. Her arms have the biceps eccentrically contracted and the triceps concentrically contracted. During takeoff, the legs have the quadriceps muscles concentrically contracted and the hamstrings eccentrically contracted. The gastrocnemius soleus complex as well as the foot flexors are concentrically contracting to propel her into her cartwheel. As she is upside down, the only thing that changes is her wrists that extend, meaning that the wrist flexors are eccentrically contracted and the wrist extensors are concentrically contracted.
An entire game of lacrosse would be both oxidative and glycolytic. However, one throw of the ball would use just the ATP-PCR energy system. Just like the other two sports we described, all of the cardiovascular responses previously stated would occur for this sport, but just one quick intense throw would not change any of them. To throw the lacrosse ball, the elbow and shoulder both move into flexion. With this said, the shoulder flexors, which include the anterior deltoid, coracobrachialis, pectoralis major, and the biceps, as well as the elbow flexors such as the brachioradialis, brachialis, and supinator are all concentrically contracting. This occurs at the same time as the extensors of the shoulder and elbow, which include the triceps, posterior deltoid, latissimus dorsi, teres major and minor, are all eccentrically contracting.
Girl, me want fi just squeeze ya, put me things all around ya. Girl, you give me the tightest hold me ever get in.